Welcome into the End the Money podcast for Kentucky Oaks Day, Friday, May 6th. Tom Leach along with Keeneland's Director of Mutuals and simulcasting, Jim Goodman. And before we get into the Friday Pick 6 that starts in the 6th race, all stakes races, Jim, let's give folks a quick overview of the betting options here in Central Kentucky on Oaks and Derby.
Yeah, things have changed a little bit. This is our first Oaks and Derby when we've got our Red Mile facility open. We opened last summer, so this is the first Oaks and Derby. So on Friday, on Oaks Day, you can bet the entire Oaks card. You can also bet the entire Derby Advance card, along with the Oaks Derby Double and the Oaks Woodford Derby Pick 3 and all the other wagers. You can bet at Red Mile beginning at 10 a.m. on Friday. Walk in, you can park and walk in and walk out if you want, and get your bets early for Saturday or stay all day with us. It's a great Friday. It's going to be a nice day. And then Saturday, same time, 10 a.m. all the way through the last race at Churchill, which is around 8:15, and it's going to be open all day long with plenty of wagering terminals and clerks. Keeneland is going to be open. We did not open simulcasting there this week after live meet was over, but we are opening on Friday and Saturday for Oaks Derby. Going to be the same as it always is, including drive-through that opens at 8 a.m. on Friday and 7 a.m. on Saturday. So if you want to get out there early on Derby Day, that's a good idea because the drive-through gets very busy. And we want to encourage people, if you don't want to sit in lines drive-through, to go to Red Mile or to go to our third option, which is a drive-through at the Kentucky Horse Park. We have 7 lanes out there and plenty of wagering opportunities for you there as well. Real easy in and out at the horse park right off I-75. So we're trying to make it fairly easy for you, but if there's one thing I could advise you, please bet early. And if you have your Derby picks on Friday, bet them on Friday, and that's a good thing because Saturday is a little busy at all 3 places. It's a great weekend for us, though. It's kind of, we get through with live meet, and then we're straight into Derby, and it's a huge weekend for Lexington as well as Louisville.
Well, let's start with the 6th race on the Pick 6. Begins with the Grade 1 La Troyenne for fillies and mares going a mile and a 16th. They're 4 and up, and you've got Sheer Drama, who won the Madison, a loaded field here at Keeneland on opening weekend. I figure she's going to be favored in there. Can you beat her?
Yeah, I think you can beat her, but I think that's one of the worst bets that I did not make at Keeneland. I mean, if I look back at Sheer Drama now, I mean, of course, that race was so hard. We had 5 Grade 1 winners. She was a double Grade 1 winner. She'd won the personal incident and the Delaware Handicap, so I don't know how I missed her. And she almost won the La Troyenne last year. Only got beat by 3/4 length to Molly Morgan. If I remember, Molly Morgan came up the rail with Calvin Burrell, and Sheer Drama just got nailed, just barely got beat. So I'm going to take Sheer Drama here. I think the Madison sets her up perfectly. She fought back on the inside. It beat Stop Charging Maria and Wildale Avenue, beat some other Grade 1 horses. And I think Sheer Drama could be a standout here. Almost singled her in the Pick 6, but I did not. Carolina, the horse that on the inside for Pletcher, has been off since the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Ran behind Stop Charging Maria. I think she may need a race. I don't think she may be cranked off of a 6 month, 7 month layoff, but she certainly has the back class. She's a Grade 1 winner as well in the Acorn at Belmont last year. So I think Carolina is the other horse in here. So in my Pick 6, I would use Carolina the 1 and Sheer Drama the 2. Brooklyn's Way was intriguing off the Double Dog Dare win at Keeneland. Looked really good for Bernie Flint. The other horses here seem to be a notch below. Theogony is a question mark, but she couldn't win the Apple Blossom at Oaklawn. So I think Sheer Drama is a fairly solid bet here with Carolina as a backup.
I took Carolina in here only because I think the price is going to be a little bit better. Pletcher's 37% off this kind of longer layoff, and as you mentioned, she's a Grade 1 winner too, and you'll get a better price. So that's why I went with her for the win pick. But Sheer Drama is obviously the one to beat. If you want to go deeper or want to include others in exactas, Angela Renee the 3, Penwith the 5 on her best day maybe could mix it up with these, the 5. But I really think 1 or 2 is your likely winner in here. So I went with Carolina. 7th race is the 8 Bells, Grade 2 for 3-year-old fillies at 7 furlongs. This is the race that I could single in the Pick 6 with Karina Mia. I would have given her a big shot in the Oaks, and she couldn't draw in. Nice win at Churchill last fall. This is the second start off the layoff, and layoff might have gotten her a little bit in the Ashland. So I like her a lot in here. The 2 Asmussen fillies, if she gets beat, one of them I figure would do it, Stage Play and Nickname. But to make the pick six ticket affordable, I would just single Karina Mia. How about you?
Could not agree with you more. I've got best bet of the day. I don't care if she's 3 to 5. You build your bets around her because she has a triple buyer advantage. Her third best buyer is better than the best buyer of anybody else in this race. I think they were wavering for a long time. She was going to be also eligible for the Oaks, and they chose this one because they knew she'd get in. And I think I hate to say this, but it should be a walkover for her. I think she's that good. So besides the pick six, if you like something in the race prior to this, or if you like races after this, build a pick three around her because I think that may be how you can get some value. She's not going to be value at 3 to 5, but she will be value in the multi-leg wagers. And I really don't think, I think Nick Name is probably the second best horse in here. Stage Play is disappointed the last couple of times out at fairgrounds. So I think she's going the wrong way at a bad time. So I think Karina Mia is a solid choice here.
And the next race is the 8th, the Grade 3 Twin Spires Turf Sprint. And these turf sprints, you're not going to get an odds-on favorite in there. So that's a good chance to make Karina Mia's pay off a little better if you can find your way to the right horse. Who would that be in the turf sprint?
Well, I think that in this one, it's certainly not a single race. I think you've got to go fairly deep here. And when I built my pick six, I narrowed it down to 4. And a pick 4 or pick 3, I probably would not narrow it down that much. But I'm going to key on the horses coming out of the Shakertown. I think the Shakertown was a really nice race. And so Power Alert, the one who didn't run that well in the Shakertown, but was favored off her previous races at Gulfstream. And she just had a wide trip. She didn't get a good trip in Shakertown. I'm going to toss that one and say she should sit here. And she won the turf sprint last year at Churchill. So I think she fits here. Power Alert the 1, Summation Time the 2 for Christophe Clement, also coming out of Shakertown. The 11 horse, which is Something Extra, who only lost to Shakertown by half length to Undrafted. And then the other horse that I would have used without coming out of Shakertown is Guns Loaded, coming from the West Coast for Doug O'Neill. Probably rode over here with actually Nyquist is already here, so I guess she came later. So Guns Loaded has a real shot off those races at Santa Anita. She's won 3 in a row, including a Grade 3 to San Simeon last time out. So the 3 horses coming out of the Shakertown plus Guns Loaded to 12 would be my 4 horses I would use in the pick 6.
I took the 3 you took out of the Shakertown in here. Nearly went with Summation Time for the win pick, but I ended up going to Hootenanny, who is a Grade 1 winner from her 2-year-old year in a Breeders' Cup turf race. Second start off the layoff, and just thinking that it's Oaks Day, and she is a horse that's already accomplished a lot. So if she's showing up here on Oaks Day, it's because I think that they think she's ready to fire her best shot. So just on that humans angle, I'm going to take Hootenanny for the win pick, key around her. Or actually, probably just do a 4-horse exacta box if you want to bet the race as far as a gimmick, and take the 1, 2, 7, 11, and then I would take those 4 in my pick 6 ticket as well. 9th race is the Grade 2 Alley Sheba, and if you were at Keeneland Select Fan Appreciation Day, you heard us talk to Norm Cassie, whose dad Mark is the trainer for Noble Bird, and that was after the Ben Ally, and Norm Cassie said that this horse didn't really get anything out of the race at Oaklawn and should move forward off the Ben Ally. That he said that's why they thought they lost the Ben Ally, is the race at Oaklawn didn't give him enough of a prep. And this horse has run well at Churchill before, won a Grade 1. I just like Noble Bird in here. I think you'll get a little better price than you will on Eagle the 4. It's another reason I like Noble Bird. Eagle's the one to beat, I think. If you want to go deeper, Cat Burglar and Departing. And I would key all of those in exactas around Noble Bird, my pick to win the Grade 2 Alley Sheba. How about you?
I was between Noble Bird and Eagle, and I went with Eagle. I agree with Mr. Cassie that the horse was a little bit short and just wasn't able to fight off Eagle down the stretch. But I think Eagle's pretty impressive right now. I mean, he's really good, and I think it's between those two. The mile and the 16th may help Noble Bird a little bit more than that will Eagle. Although Eagle's 4 for 8 distance. Those 2 would be my top 2 picks, but I would use Cat Burglar the 1, shipping from Santa Anita for Baffert. I would also use Departing for Al Stahl, and I would also use my 5th choice in here would be Majestic Harbor. Corey Lannery rides for Paul McGee, and just something about this horse's consistency tells me that this might be the price in here. The horse has won 9 races, 8-year-old, but still running strong and ran really well in the Mine Shaft at Fairgrounds. So I would use the 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. My top pick would be Eagle the 4, but I could certainly be talked into using Noble Bird as a win pick as well, depending on the odds.
10th race is on the turf for 3-year-old fillies. It's the Edgewood, grade 3, going a mile and a 16th. Catch a Glimpse, the champion 2-year-old turf filly. Number 10 horse figures to be a big favorite in here. Can you beat her?
She's almost as big a standout as the previous one we talked about with Karina Mia. Catch a Glimpse looks so good in the Appalachian. I think Giroux just she went off a 3-5 and she won like a 3-5. She only won by 3/4 of a length, but Ava's Kitten and Outsider Art, the horses that finished behind her, I don't think are in the same class as she is, and I think she's another single in the pick 6 and even a strong single in the pick 4. Ava's Kitten would be my second choice off that strong race in the Appalachian. And Outsider Art was a real long shot and finished a nice third and was picking up the leaders. And the mile 16th might help her a little bit, but I just don't think she's got the back class to compete. Jeremy's Legacy from Santa Anita has a shot, but Catch a Glimpse to 10 would be my second single in the pick 6.
I'm going to try to beat her with Ava's Kitten. I went back and watched that race, and I just like the way the move that Ava's Kitten made. Couldn't get past Catch a Glimpse, and maybe she won't ever be able to, but I think maybe with a little more distance, she gets an extra 16th of a mile here. That helps. It's her third start off the layoff, so she could be at her peak for that reason. You're going to get a better price, and maybe that's what's seducing me here, but I just like the move that Ava's Kitten made, and then she just caught a horse that's certainly outstanding at a mile. Only one race beyond a mile for Catch a Glimpse, and the fractions were real soft, so maybe with the extra distance, Ava's Kitten can turn the tables. That's the way I'm going to bet for a win pick, but I would use those. I couldn't not use Catch a Glimpse in the pick 6, certainly, so those two would be on my pick 6 ticket. If you want to expand an exacta bet or trifectas, I think Believe in Birdie, I thought ran really well first time off the layoff at Keeneland. It's a big step up in class, but I think would have a shot. Harmonize the 1 for Bill Mott. He often does well on these big days, so don't overlook that one. And then the other one I would be Outsider Art that you mentioned. But for the pick 6, I'd take the 5 and the 10. Gets us to the 11th race, the Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks. 8 of the 14 starters are Keeneland sales grads, as is the one also eligible. They'll go a mile and an 1/8, 3-year-old fillies. You got the top 3 from the Ashland coming back here. One of those, the runner-up, is the favorite, Rachel's Valentina. How do you see the Oaks, Jim?
Yeah, being a Keeneland employee, I have to pick some horses that come out of the Keeneland sales ring. But my top pick did not come out of the Keeneland sales ring, and that's Rachel's Valentina. I was extremely impressed. I didn't think she would run that well in the Oaks. I thought Catherine Sophia was the real deal, and it turns out that she may have had some distance limitations or first time around 2 turns. I don't know what it was, but I was stuck on Catherine Sophia that day, but I was more impressed with Rachel's Valentina's race. So I think that she moves forward off that, and I think she's a deserving favorite here. The horses that are Keeneland sales graduates, Weep No More, who won the Ashland, but it kind of fell apart on the front end, and Cordy came from way out of it. Is that going to happen again? Don't know, but she was very impressive. Rusty Arnold obviously was very excited to win the Ashland, and at 30-1 that I didn't have that day, so I can't leave her out. Lewis Bay is the one, the Keeneland graduate that I really like, coming out of the Gazelle at Aqueduct on a Monday track. I don't know how much that moved her up, but she looks really good, and she's coming into the race really good for Chad Brown. Hopefully he'll do better at Churchill than he did at Keeneland. Rachel's Valentina would be my top pick, and I would also, in my pick 4 and pick 6, throw in the 2 horses from the outside. Catherine Sophia, if she gets back to where she was in Florida, she's going to be tough to handle. She got beat in the Ashland. She only lost by half length, though, and it was kind of a freakish come from behind that they all beat each other on the front end. So if she learns to relax a little better like she did in the Devona Dale, she's going to be tough to beat. Landover Sea, the 13, is my other horse. You got to put her in there. This race became really competitive without Songbird, and this filly ran behind Songbird 5 times in a row in the West Coast and never really got close to her, maybe 3 3/4 in the St. Isabel. But at the Fairground Oaks, she dominated that field. A nice field, including Dream Dance and Adore down there. And she runs back to that. She's no Songbird, but Songbird's not here, so it became a really great race for the running of the Oaks. And I think Landover Sea has a big shot. So I will go 5 deep in there with a 2, 3, 11, 12, and 13.
I think my best bet of the day would be a 4-horse exacta box of Weep No More, Landover Sea, Catherine Sophia, and Rachel's Valentina. I'd feel real good with that ticket, and that's one of the plays that I will definitely make. The point is, I don't have a strong win pick, and I would want to use all 4 of those on the pick 6. I did end up going to Weep No More for the win pick for 2 reasons. Just don't see horses do what she did at a mile and a 16th at Keeneland in that short stretch, and to come from so far out of it the way that she did. And then she's a mineshaft filly, so she should even love the extra 16th of a mile. And just the big improvement that she made last time, if she can get back close to that, pair that up, I think she's going to be awfully tough in that long stretch. I like Landover Sea a lot. Almost picked that one for the win. It was one of those 2 for me. But the other 2 are Catherine Sophia and Rachel's Valentina. And I will tell you, I had Dick Girardi on my radio show earlier this week, and he writes for the Philadelphia paper, and so knows John Service well from the Smarty Jones days. And he talked to Service, and Service said the best workout he ever saw for one of his horses was Smarty Jones before the Derby in 2004. He said the next best workout he saw was the one Catherine Sophia had after the Ashland. So that's who Dick Girardi was picking based on that. And I like Catherine Sophia anyway, so that just made it even more so. So I like all 4 of those fillies. I'm going to pick Weep No More for the win and make it a 2, 11, 12, 13 box in that race, and then use all 4 of those in the pick 6. So my pick 6 starts out with a 1, 2, and 5 Penwith. But if you want to save some money on the ticket, you could take out Penwith. I'm going to single Carina Mia, the 4 horses we I mentioned in the turf sprint, Noble Bird and Eagle in the next one, Avis Kitten and Catch a Glimpse in the next one, and then the 4 I like in the Oaks. And Jim, what about you?
And mine's a little more narrowed down. I'll get 2 singles. I would use Carolina and Sheer Drama, the 1, 2 in the first leg. I would single the 5-horse Carina Mia in the second leg. Third leg, I would go 1, 2, 11, 12. So I'm 4 deep there. The horses that we discussed, and I'll get my paperwork here straightened out so I can tell you who those horses are. And that would be Power Alert, Summation Time, Something Extra, and Guns Loaded. So 1, 2, 11, 12. Go deep in the Ali Chuba with 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. Cat Burglar, Departing, Eagle, Noble Bird, and Majestic Harbor. Single the 10, Catch a Glimpse in the Edgewood, and then go 5 deep if you can afford it in the Oaks, and that would be a $200 ticket. That would be Weep No More the 2, Lewis Bay the 3, and then the 11, 12, 13 on the outside, Rachel's Valentina, Catherine Sophia, and Landover Sea. That's a $200 ticket. 1, 2 with 5, with 1, 2, 11, 12, with 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, with 10, with 2, 3, 11, 12, 13. Sounds like a winner.
Best of luck to everybody with their wagers. Interesting note on this card, there's a Grade 1 winner in every one of these stakes races. So a really fun day of racing on Kentucky Oaks Day at Churchill Downs. If you can't be there, lots of options, whether it be at Keeneland or at the Red Mile or at the Horse Park, to wager on the Oaks and the Derby. You can go to Keeneland.com and find out more. And, of course, we'll be back with another podcast for the Saturday card, culminating with the Grade 1 Kentucky Derby renewed like the Oaks for the 142nd time this weekend. For Jim Goodman, I'm Tom Leach, and that's the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.